Good morning, guys. It's Rick Ginn, and we are in XLeads today. We're talking all about how to hack XLeads to get your best leads and your best wholesale deals. Some of you are new to this. Some of you guys are seasoned veterans, and we're going to kind of get into it. So what I'm going to do is just give you a quick hack to run through this. And if you have a question, do me a favor, put in the comments, introduce yourself. On this channel, we stick to XLeads. So the idea is to help you guys get through it. Now, a couple things number one, let me walk through a couple things, some housekeeping items to help you guys out. So let me put it up on here because I know you guys are going to have questions after we do it, and I want to give you an outlet to fix it. So let me put it up on my screen. We're going to share. Number one. So hopefully you guys can see my screen. Awesome. So you're going to have your buttons over here, first of all. But before we get into it, if you look down in the lower left-hand corner, if you have an issue, the team is off on the weekends because honestly, a lot of us are off. I'm not off. You smart wholesalers are never off. But if you have a question, I want you to clarify. There's two types of supports. Number one is the XLeads, which is what I'm going to go over with you the first part of the show. If you have a technical problem, you have a cookie problem. I eat a lot of cookies, but apparently cookies are, sometimes we have problems between iOS and Android, stuff like that. If it is technical and you're having problem logging into this side of the account, I want you to look right down here. There's the technical support. Now there's a phone number. And then you're going to see a Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. I'll let you know if that changes during daylight savings, which is coming up after next week. I don't know why we go through that game. So if you have a technical question, if you need to add an additional user, if you need to add an AI zip code, if your screen is stuck, you can't open the damn thing, this is the place you want to go. Now, the other one is our ninja mode and any type of billing questions. If you have been double billed or you have a question about a charge, this is the place to go. Now, we have an entire team that supports our ninja mode. For full disclosure, because me and Zach give you the truth, it is a Go High Level account. We provide that to you for free. Please do not call saying I need a refund because I can't figure out my ninja mode, because I'm not charging you for it. That's ludicrous. Do not send that email or that phone call because it doesn't make sense. Number two, me and Zach meet with the team twice a day. Our goal is to resolve every ticket. So when you send it in an email, it opens up a ticket. If you have something urgent and you're freaking out, you can call the phone number. They're a little bit busy on Monday morning, and after that, they're pretty caught up. So we care about helping you guys and getting it done. I just want you to understand that. That's the phone number. And then they'll walk you through. There is a process. When you sign up your XLeads account, it takes about 24 hours to set up your Ninja Mode Go High Level account. Now, if it's the weekend, you're probably going to have to give it 48 hours or 72 hours because there's a process we have to do to set up your accounts. We have to load in all the workflows and do everything. So it takes some time. So just be patient. Guys, the worst thing you can do if you have a question about your billing and you decide to do a chargeback or one of those, do it. But if you report us for fraud, you're completely banned for the system for life. People are just, everyone, this chargeback thing with credit cards, I even have my credit card tell me, if you don't like it, just charge it back. We will resolve it. If we issue a refund, you've got to give 3 to 5 business days. It's not us. We refund it right away. I'm not looking to steal anyone's money, and that's it. So I just wanted to start out with that disclosure because it just has to be said. So back to this. Now we're going to go in. I'm going to show you a basic navigation and walk you through how to use XLeads, and then we'll get in the questions. I promise you, if I can't answer your question, I will take a note, and when we meet with the team on Monday morning, I'll do my best to put you at the top of the list, period. End of story. So guys, XLeads is the most robust system you can get for all of wholesaling software. It is everything from acquisitions to marketing, acquisitions, and dispositions. So there's 3 different levels. If you want to know what they are, you just go to xleads.com. So without further ado, let me just jump in, and then I will jump over and do that. So some of you guys are seasoned veterans. And here's the cool part is there's people on here that are really good because I see you guys here every Saturday. And I love it because you're actually taking advantage of what we're doing. So, I'm in my master account. So real quick, property leads. This is where we go for marketing. This is where we go for marketing. Anywhere in the United States. No, not Canada. No, not Europe. This only works in the United States. Now, if you want the cheat sheet of filters built in for you, they're right here. The cool thing is me and Zach are actually working on an update to give you like some secret ones that no other softwares do. It does take time. It takes a team to implement it. And depending, I'm just going to be honest with you guys, depending on what account you have, if you have the basic account, you won't have as much as the Pro plan or the X plan. It is designed so you can harvest the leads and not waste your money. All data, there is an expense for it. So we have negotiated the best deal possible with the power of you guys, our social media. And so if you have the basic plan, work it. And let me show you how to do it. Number one, if you have a basic plan, depending on what type of list you want to pull, you can do any one of the preset lists. If it's not on there, it means you're on the basic plan and I'm trying to save you money. Now, does everybody understand that? So if I go under here and I do pre-foreclosures, and all I have to do is say I want to pick as a city. I like zip codes. They're very, very, very granular. And if you're in a market and you understand it, you'll identify where you're getting leads from, where you're getting deals from. And the idea of using XLeads is to gather data to see what works. So I'm going to give you something right in my backyard because this is one I actually harvest, so I know it well. And so I put in an exact zip code and I just look for pre-foreclosures. 215 results. Now, these are on the top one. It's a premium part. Just ignore it. Like this is part of the system. We have to put it in there. And sometimes if you have stuff locally, but notice none of this is locally. So welcome to software. It is what it is. Now I go down and I look at it. Each one of these are going to have tags on them. So the more tags you see, the better your odds. So those of you that have the basic X plan, these tags are basically what you would get if you used AI to do a AI score for the best wholesale. It's a great feature, but I'm just telling you, you guys can go through and figure that out. See how this one has 3 more? Now, what you can also do is you can filter by anything you want on here when you look at that. You can do it by price. You can do it by anything, by market value, rental estimates, bedrooms, bathrooms, one that has photos, one that doesn't. It's just that simple. And don't overthink this, guys. You see the one that says upside down. It's telling you right off the bat, probably do not waste time with it because there's no money in it. It's completely upside down. And so the really cool thing is the pictures are now being loaded into it. So on this one here, it says high equity. You just take a look at it and you'll have everything you need there. And then you'll see the phone numbers. Remember, your skip trace is unlimited included, and you have the emails. And my favorite part is the retail, which is the ARV, is about 371, and they're telling you a target wholesale is 241. A lot of you guys call me and go, Rick, I didn't get it for 241. I got it for 255. Listen, you get it for 241 and you understand the repairs, you hit it out of the park. So it is you ever have a goal, you say, hey, I want to lose 30 pounds and you lose 10, you still made progress. So don't hang yourself up on this. It is a target. What we designed it for and used it for is when you're talking and qualifying the customer is if they go, I want $689,000, I'm probably not going to spend a lot of energy on this lead because they're delusional and they want to sell it. I need to find people that need to sell it direct to seller off market. And that's the purpose of it. Yes, I have AI scores on this because this is, dude, I know y'all are going to go hack my area, but my area has been hacked for over 12 years. So there's nothing, I'm not telling you anything. And actually I've bought two properties on the street. This is how long I've been doing this thing. You go through, it's going to have all the details on it, but I'm not here to teach you about details on it. And that's it. That's number one. Now, let's go back. Go, Rick, how can I hack the system to actually pull my own lead if I want to do like deeper on the filters? And I'm going to do this real quick. I think it's still up. Okay, perfect. It's no technology challenge. Like, Rick, why are you in a software company? You're tech. I'm not. My team's amazing and my son's amazing, but we use this in our business. So I understand wholesaling and I understand how to pull a list. Now, if I want to go in and reverse hack it, let's just say we're going to do, let's do a big market like Houston. And here's the problem with this. So if we do Houston, Texas, which is a massive and one of the biggest wholesaling markets in the entire United States, watch these numbers that come up. And this is just going to be on pre-foreclosure. 6,327. Now, it's frightening, but exciting at the same time. Now, if you want, you can go under manual filters. So you notice on this, I had condos on that. I want to get rid of condos and watch the number down here. You adjust it like that. And you can build however you want. Now, if you see from left to right, these are all the filter categories. I'm going to tell you the ones that you really need to focus on. If you're just trying to market and get wholesale leads, do not complicate this. A lot of softwares go too much and overwhelm you, and you guys spend eternity in like tech support hell. So property valuations to me is one of the most important. Find out what your average median price in the market you're servicing and stay below it. Filter it. So what I can do is I'll look up what the average Houston home price, and let's see, or if I have anybody in here, I'm just randomly doing this. So it's about 310,000. So I know I got to stay below 310,000. So I'm probably going to put like 250 just to see where we go. Now watch what happens. We're at 5993. Just by putting in there, I instantly start filtering. The idea is to bring your list and make it smaller. If I need a list of 2,500 motivated sellers, look, I just wiped it down to 1922 and you can go all day. The next one you do is, remember, the next one is going to be property features. What do I want to do on this? I like to do individuals and I like to do trust. I have no problem buying trust. Now you can do businesses. Because XLeads has the ability to now script trace your LLCs and your companies, and that's up to you. It's a personal preference, but I like to do that. And then years of ownership, I like a minimum of at least 4 years. Now, by doing this, watch the number go down. I'm just teaching you how you can hack. So listen, if you're on a super tight budget and you're using the basic plan, you just don't have to spend more time in the filters. You don't have to buy the X plan. Am I selling against myself? I'm just giving you the truth, because if I can teach you how to hunt, if I can teach you how to fish, I can walk away. You can put fish in the boat and then we can go for the big fish and you and me can share them. So we're down to 1358. Now this here, if you want to do like loan the value, you can adjust that. Say I want to do at least 50% on it. I'm just going to hit that and watch the search results go from there. Should be popping up here, and it just means thinking. Now down to 216. Wow. Now we have that. And listing status. Watch this. I want stuff that's off market. So my suggestion to, let's see what off market. It's down to 1. So it's kind of interesting how like some of this stuff works. Now, let me go back up to the top. Property valuations, property features, and ownership. This is where you're going to spend most of your manual filtering. And then on the left-hand side, it will give you this. And if you want to remove one, just click it. And if you watch in the lower right hand, your search numbers should go up. So the idea is you have to play around. I always tell you to be a list ninja. I came up with this 18 years ago when I used to work with CoreLogic. And I won't even tell you how much this stuff used to cost, but it's all in there. This is the basics for it. And that's my favorite way to kind of reverse hack and do it that way. So I'm going to eyeball some questions. Last one, I'm looking, if you guys have a question on the XLeads side, and then listen, we'll jump over the ninja mode. It's a lot. It's not going to be done in one video, but if you have a question on that, please let me know. And what's up, D? How you doing? Yeah, I love the regulars on here. Coach Rick. It's funny. I'm about to go kill myself in a workout after I do some business this morning. Saturday's the day I just try to just break my body down, so I got a few days to recover. So awesome. Okay, so a couple things. If you guys go back and watch the live stream me and Zach did Thursday, I want you to understand. Well, I tell you what, before we do that, let me see. I got a couple questions here on the XLead side. Let me get back to this page. And let me just double check. So I want you guys to understand the purpose of XLeads is to try to do as much as you can inside the software. We have some amazing things coming down the pipeline. I can't share all of it with you, but I'm just telling you. One of the main reasons we found it is because the companies we used to work with, they just kept raising the prices and everything got more expensive and you had to keep going. Well, at one point we had 9 different types of software to run our wholesaling business. We're down to 1. I do use some outside stuff. There's some stuff that's just takes time. Like if you want to do a sophisticated dialer, and you got a big program like that, you do have to go outside. The problem is why we can't do all of it inside XLeads. There are compliances issues, and I don't feel like taking on the federal government. They got enough crap on their plate right now. And listen, I'm not here about like which side of the aisle you're on, but like you have to be careful with federal regulation because as you know, the government takes all their money and spends it to fight us. So I don't want to get in a fight. So if we see a big fight coming, we try to avoid it only with the federal government. Anyone else, I'll take you on all day long. I don't care. Now, let me show you this. Wait. Let me see. I'm just trying to see if there's questions on here. Okay. Yes, I'm going to put a share link up there in a sec. So let's do this one more time. And we're going to transition. I think I got the right one up. Okay. So we're back on here. The last one I want to show you is a lot of you guys don't do this and I don't know why. So if I want to go and look up a property lead, we simply go in here. One of my favorite things to do is anybody would. Let's go up to Ohio because that seems to be a hotbed for investing lately. And then I get geographically challenged on where Ohio is. There it is. I know very little about Ohio, but let's just say you want to focus in on, let's say, Columbus. Zoom into it. Now, I've never I've done deals in Columbus, but mostly JVs. I do other parts of Ohio. But to me, depending on how you do it, let's just say you broke it up in 4 quadrants, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you can simply take this tool right here and you can draw a circumference. So say I just want to do the first quadrant. This is how you break it up. So this is getting better than zip codes. Now, like in a lot of my areas, there's areas I don't even care what the deal is. I won't buy it because they're such problematic properties. This is how you cut them out. So once you do that, you come up here and complete your circle. Oh, did I do that? And then I have to put in criteria. So say I just want to get a list of absentee owners just to give you a demonstration on how it works. Oh boy. Well, let me go back out here. Let's clear this. My computer's stuck. Okay, well, you guys get the idea on there. I don't know why I'm having a computer issue, but you know I'm doing this live. Um, by using that map, it's powerful. Like if I go down to Atlanta, you can kind of pick. So what I'll do is I'll dial in a little tighter to Atlanta. Let's do Atlanta, Georgia. Huge place. You have to segment it, guys. You have to. And so if I'm going to look at it on my current folder, which is absentee owner, which is huge. So when I get in here, I see this. So say I want to just do this sector right here. I'm just going to grab the tool like this. Guys, I use this all the time. It is my favorite way once I'm very familiar with the market and I'm getting deals. And then I just segment it off. Oops. And boom. See how it tightens it up to there, and you can go in. And then you can go in, you can adjust the filters however you want to do it, and you can have fun with it. Now, let me let you on, guys, on a little secret why we're on this page. Very, very important. Do you see this townhome option? I got to be honest with you. So I'm not a condo guy. I've just, condos are a nightmare. I do own condos, but honestly, unless they're on the water or I don't even want them on the beach because I can't get insurance for them. But a lot of affordable housing is moving to townhomes. So you guys know I service the Florida market. A report just came out and they ranked Florida, South Florida, my area. Ready for this? The absolute worst place to invest. And I agree with it. Guys, remember, I started in this market 2003. The one thing I've learned in life is changes come. Florida has turned into California. After COVID hit, it's just, I mean, nothing makes financial sense. I still find deals in one of the hardest markets in the country, and I want you to understand it. I would struggle without XLeads if I didn't do it. So there's a chart that came out today. You guys can look at. I think Ohio was ranked the best place, meaning there's more buyers than sellers. In Florida, I think sellers outnumbered buyers almost 3-1. So little things, but the thing is, in Florida, I attack townhomes, and our average price point of townhomes like almost $320,000. That's the new cheap deal. I stay away from condos. I'm always going to advise it because I'm on multiple boards of all these places I own. They're absolute S shows. Like, it's just a fight after a fight. And condos in Florida, I'm just going to warn you right now. Let me stop sharing the screen here. Where am I? Condos in Florida, if you guys remember back, probably maybe 4 years ago, a condo collapsed on the beach, and the Florida House and the legislation passed these laws, and they went way overboard. It's caused complete chaos. So we're right back in the age of 2010, 11, when condos are available everywhere. You stay away from them because homeowners are getting $100,000, $150,000 assessment. I have one where I'm running a $75,000 check. I don't have a choice. So I'm just telling you, there's so many lawsuits going on. Florida's a train wreck. So if you guys are thinking come to Florida, I've just kind of given you my advice. If you do, attack townhomes. I don't know why I'm giving away my best secret, but I owe it to you guys. I'm always going to give it to you. Yeah, dude, Cleveland's phenomenal. Like, so, but the problem is everyone's going to pour into Ohio. So if like you got a leg and you started it, I would really press forward and use a software like XLeads to maximize your time. So, so Juan says, what do you think the effects on tariffs? I just don't have time to do it because it's politics and everybody plays games. I believe that the current administration is using it as a leverage strategy, but the problem is you can only pull that card so many times where people just don't believe you because he's really yet to apply other than a reciprocal tariff, which makes sense. Once again, dude, I'm not in politics. So we either talk about XLeads, you want to talk about the UFC. If you want to talk about pets, I love animals. But like, I ain't doing that, man. Like it's, you can't, Do not get emotionally tied to any politics. I don't care what side you're on, because you're just going to waste your time. And there's so much better things you can do, like marketing, um, and everything like that. So we'll figure it out and we'll understand it. So let's switch over to the next topic, which we're going to do. And let me share my screen one more time. Let's see here. And guys, you have access to me. I give you guys access. What other software companies founders are going to give up their Saturday morning and do this with you? This is how strongly I believe, and this is never going away. Why? It's just necessary, because you have to believe in the people that are behind it. And if you don't, it sucks. Okay. So let's go back to our main page. And we have, so you'll notice on the left-hand side, we have the tabs. Listen, I'm sorry if you guys are experienced with XLeads, that's fine. And I love you coming on here, and I'll answer any of your questions. But those of you a little bit new, you go, Rick, how do I get in the ninja mode? It's right here. Now, remember, it takes at least 24 hours to set it up. Rick, how do they set it up? They send you a separate email. So for God's sakes, put in your correct email. We've had a lot of people who screw up the email, and it does create delays and problems. Unfortunately, you just have to fix it. So if you know that, you come down and you click ninja mode, and then it's going to switch you over. Oh crap. Hold on. I got to switch screens now. I hate how this thing does that. Stop this screen and present the next screen. I think that's the right one. Wait a minute. Okay. See what happens when Rick clicks the wrong button? And that's a risk working with me. And I apologize. So let me get back here. I should not be pressing these buttons. Okay. Okay. So now we're inside a ninja mode. I'm going to tell you guys, you're going to ask people like Juan, all the other people on here, Jason, everybody. It just takes time. Now, here's the good news is every one of you have access to ninja mode. Every one of you. Now, it doesn't matter what account level you have in XLeads, you have it. The reason we put it in every account is, number one, I believe in every one of you. And number two, I want you to grow with XLeads. So if I give you a gift, and for God's sakes, it's a gift, use it. Guys, on a weekly basis, we get people calling in tickets complaining that they don't understand the ninja mode and they want a refund for that month. I give it to you. So instead of, I get it. Listen, I have been in tech hell sometimes. And I'm just telling you, you just have to chip away. So I'm just going to show you like some simple basics. And here's the goal with it. Just find one thing to figure out. I don't care if you set a weekly goal, a daily goal, whatever it is. Some of you guys have a voracious appetite and you far exceeded anything I know about it. Now, keep in mind, I don't operate in it every day, but I'm going to show you the basics. One of my favorite things inside of it is simply going down. Let me click on here. Is you guys can, who on here still pays for like an e-sign service? You're getting pounded on it. If you're paying for an e-sign service, the idea is now all your contracts, all your purchase and sales contracts, all your assignment contracts, you can load in this. Does everybody understand that? So I can go in here. I can do a contract. I even showed you how to do a 1099. We just did, I think, like 182. And so here's a typical just purchase and sales contract. All I got to do if I want to add something is, if I want to add a signature, I put it in here. You put in the email, send. I just saved you $40 a month. Everybody, okay. I just want to make sure it stayed up on the screen. So when you have that, just start with the basics, especially you guys that are just getting started and getting your first deals. As you grow, the beauty of this system is you don't have to keep changing companies. You don't have to keep trying to migrate, import, export. I've been through that hell for 12 years. The insanity stops now. So just take the time and learn it. So um, let me get out of this and go back here. I got to keep checking to make sure it's sharing. Okay, awesome. That's number one. Guys, you have the ability to manage your websites and integrate your WordPress. I'm not going to get into that, but specifically because I see a lot of questions coming out of it. Me and Zach put out a live stream on Flip with Rick on Thursday. It was crazy. If you go under settings, you see this one? So you have conversation AI, which you have to spend time and learn it. Rick, how do I learn it? Number one, I ain't got time to teach you in this live stream. So in this XLeads channel on YouTube, look under titles and look under AI SMS, texting automation, and you can start playing around with it. The beauty is we've already built in some of these automations. The challenge is you have to give direction to the workflow because we have to give options because no two wholesalers are exactly alike. Sorry, it's true. So if I did everything for you, you guys would get pissed off. Now, there are companies out there that will customize everything. You're writing a huge check for it. If I'm telling you to master marketing and learning it, then you need to master Ninja Mode, which, so you know, is go high level. Now, I'm just going to give a disclosure. I know I piss a lot of people off on the internet with this. People that sell stuff, all these fancy integration, all these systems you see, they're all go high level. Now I'm going to let you in on a little hack here. God, I probably should shut my mouth. If you currently have a go high level, if you have a personal one, here's the good news is you can transfer everything over. The challenge is we don't own go high level. We just use it as a bonus plus with our XLeads is whoever. So if you have a third party company and you're paying somebody and you've whatever, if you don't think you're getting the value there and you're not getting the help, you're not getting support videos of this, you don't get lives once a week, and you decide to make the change, you have to decide to make the change. We're never going to make it for you. But whoever that account is, because a lot of times you're under a sub account of the master account, they have to give you permission to release it. Not everyone's going to give you that permission. We're experiencing this a lot. Just start over. That's all you need to know. I would never, ever deny you guys. If you want to take my stuff out and pay somebody else, knock yourself out. It's a free world, but I want you to understand that. But if you go on Thursday's video on this voice AI agent, I mean, this is really spectacular what you can do with this thing. And without getting in all I'm just showing you how to get into it and play around with it is you can go in here and you can create automations with everything you do. Now, I'm still learning it and playing around with it. But if I get in here, so I'm going to show you, you get in here. So the idea is on right now, it's set for inbound. Everybody see that. Why is this important? Because AI has now stepped in the arena. I got a wake up call a few months ago and I had to use a service to do an appliance repair. I called 5 companies. They wouldn't answer the phone. The 6th company did AI. They walked me through a prompt. I could tell it was AI, but I didn't care. And they said, someone's going to call you back in 5 minutes. I'm fine with that. I can't stand when I call someone and nobody answers. Now, I'm telling you, nothing's ever going to beat you guys answering your phones live. How does this work? If you have any type of inbound marketing, that means they call you, you can train Ninja Mode to talk to them. Now, what I suggest you do is watch the 1.5-hour presentation on Thursday on the Flip with Rick channel. It's mind-blowing. We did it raw and live. So you're going to see the good and the bad with it. The thing is, you have to train it. And what you can do is you can go over here and you can go in a test mode and you can train it. It's absolutely crazy. You can pick the type of voice you want, anything you want to do with that. Some of them are robotic, and I admit it, and we're working on it. But here's the key is it's trained for you, meaning once you train yours, it's your data. No, we can't share it with any other account. So whoever invests the most time, not the most time, but the most effort is going to get phenomenal results. I'm telling you guys, it's absolutely nuts. I see this on like I would implement this instantly on bandit signs. Now, there's a cost to it. This is very advanced technology. But I'm just telling you, I've been fooled multiple times. The government's already using it. Top companies, Apple, everyone's using it. If you avoid this, you're going to be left behind. Now, here's the exciting part. If you start training your inbound now, I want you to look over here. It says, we are working on outbound. There's some legal issues we're working around. I will tell you this up front and right now. If you are a licensed real estate agent, do not use this page. And I want you to understand this. Let's go back here. If I had control of the camera, I would zoom it in. I want you to understand this. I've sat and preached on the hilltop for the last 3 to 4 years. Actually, for the last 23 years. Let's not, because I had to fight it. So as the old saying goes, you could be a lion or you can be a sheep. I choose the lion every day. The sheep just do what people tell you. So you guys already know how mainstream media works. It is no different in wholesaling and real estate. People try to tell you what to do and create fear because they're trying to drive you to do something. Did you know there is more realtors than actually properties sold in 2024? It's that, the systems, we're just buried in realtors. But in the last 2 or 3 years, you've had quote wholesalers, which are mostly fix and flip people, which is fine. I don't teach fix and flip, to go get your real estate license. I told you no. They all told me, Zach, you crazy. Someone once said, you're only a legitimate wholesaler if you get licensed. And you know what? All those people, they only have 2 choices now. Actually, they got 3 choices. PPC, which is an enormous time and financial investment. PPL, which is PPC done for you, massively expensive, $300 to $400 a lead, and average profits at best. And go take a survey. Please do not. You can listen to people that will preach it. Number one, the people that preach it get it for free, so it's easy to preach. I don't know about you, but if I'm going to go 1 for 15, 1 for 20, which is what I see the average at best, and you got to do it all over the country. You can't do it in your specific market. You have to get lucky to get that. And then the challenges when a virtual market, when you start a new one, you got to figure out what's the pricing and who are the buyers for it. I mean, it could cost you, let's see. So if it costs you $300 a lead, and I got to go through 20 of them, 300, that's $6,000 to make what, $10,000, $12,000. And if you're not good with talking to people, it's going to be a nightmare. Like, think about this. And the price keeps going up in a bid, and you can get exclusivity and pay the top dollar, or you can do like a generic subscription service and they sell to every investor in the entire world, not the country. Here's a little secret, guys. The strategy I just showed you, this is how PPL is getting most of their leads now. I'm giving you the backdoor window. So what's the cost on it? It winds up being $127 a month. Now, I already showed you that little test section. Let me show this again to you. On the test, I'm not going to show it to you. Let's just talk. I'm going to waste time. The test section, you get 10 minutes a day to mess around with it. So test it out and play with it. Please don't go over and send me an email and say, Rick, I got charged $5 on the credit card. I'm pissed. You get 10 minutes. So use 5 minutes and play around with it. If it's not going to serve you, don't use it. Use your government list and get it. But I would start figuring this thing out now. So if PPL is going to sell you these leads for $300 to $400 a piece, there was a guy that actually came on the live stream that says, I can go to Facebook, which in my opinion is the absolute worst place to get a wholesale lead. And we'll give you 5 free calls. And then after that, it is $250 per inbound call. That means you're going to spend $6,000. So $127 a month for this technology, it's not required. And I'm telling you, if you're broke, you don't have it, get some deals and do this. But if you're getting good with what you do, if you figure out inbound now, you and get it mastered. And by the way, I already got a team working on, I mean, years of scripts. So we're buying scripts from old wholesalers, not real estate agents. We do have to combine some real estate lingo in there, and we're training it. So this is our R&D department. Some of you guys are going to go nuts with this, but once you train that side, the set when we can do outbound, I'm horrified what's going to happen, but I'm going to do it. How long it's going to last? I don't know. But if I'm doing it on Go High Levels platform, the kind of liabilities, well, I'm not going to say this. I don't want to get it shut down. I'm telling you guys, get ahead of the curve. It's absolutely amazing what's going on with it. So I'm going to put out a link here and share it. Those are all good things. The idea was to help you distinguish the difference between XLeads and pulling the list. I showed you how to hack it. You can pull cash buyers from it. And you guys that have the X plan, the sky's the limit. I taught you how to do marketing. Obviously, acquisitions, showed you a little piece on how you can do e-sign with the contracts. And if you have the X plan or some of the Pro plan, you can get into dispositions. And we got a crazy feature coming out on dispositions. No longer do you guys have to pay $30,000, $50,000. Remember, the companies that wanted to charge you for that, now they're going to tell you it's free. You got to do one off, and they're trying to get you in a subscription mode for big dollars. It's up to you guys, make the decision. Dispo to me is kind of the easiest part of the business, but it's really nice when you're doing virtual wholesaling that you can go in and find the cash buyers. And we have a massive upgrade coming into it. And we're going to be a full service company to find cash buyers. And remember, guys, you always have the ability to work with us and send us deals. How do you send us deals? Sellmypaper.com. I'm going to put it up here. So I have a team of 3 people that will respond to every email. If it doesn't qualify, they're not going to spend a lot of time. And here's the really cool part. For those of you that decide to do our X plan, which is our highest level, and we give you some extra support because you guys do much more advanced features. Can't tell you when, but it's coming. Inside the platform, you're going to be able to submit your JV deals directly to me and Zach, because let's say those are the guys that are marketing the heck out of it. But if you're not at that level and you're doing the basic plan, or maybe you don't even have XLeads, send it to sellmypaper.com. We'll take a look at it. What we do is a 50-50 split, but I do not waste time. If it's a bad deal, I'm just going to tell you. I'm like that dad or your uncle you didn't have. I'm just going to tell you the truth. And the problem in wholesaling, everyone's, oh, everything's good. It's so easy. We do deals, and you get down to it. And it's always to sell you something. So why most of you guys get fluffed, but you get 5 or 10 grand go out of your wallet. So if I'm not going to charge for it, I got to give you the truth. And God knows America needs the truth. XLeads users need the truth. And if you're wholesaling, you definitely need the truth, because it's going to cost you a fortune if you believe the lie you keep telling yourself. Wholesaling is phenomenal, but you want to crack the code. So let's put up okay, so everybody sees the sellmypaper.com. Here's the XLeads links if you need it. And remember, if you're paying for skip tracing, I'm going to smack you over the head right now. I'm going to armbar you and send you down, because it's included in your XLeads account. So let me put up the invite link if somebody wants to hop on here. I think I did that. Let's go in the comments here. Guys, I love this business. What wholesaling has done to my life, I can't even describe you. But nobody saw the journey I had to go on to get here. It was not easy. I took a lot of haters, a lot of doubters. Honestly, I was questioned for 7 years doing this business. And I'm only asking you to give up 2 years of your life. It's 24 months. If you really want something in life, you got to go for it. And you're going to have to not put on your blinders, but you're going to have to focus on what you want, because everything's coming at you at a distraction. We see this in government. We see this in our lives. We see it in our families, and we definitely see it in the wholesaling business. XLeads is designed to help you filter through the crap. And if there's nothing but crap, it is hard to run this business. And I want you to understand that. So if you want to hop on a one-on-one, I can help you out with it. Eric, I hear you, man. I love this business. I'm beyond passionate about it. I think me and Zach are the only wholesalers on the internet that tell you we love wholesaling. Every other person gets to like my level and they go, I just, wholesaling it's such a beginner level thing. Dude, I love it, man. I love the scalability. I love that I don't have to focus on fix and flips. Do I do fix and flips? I do. I cherry pick them. I let other people run it. I don't run it. I find my art, my highest skill set is marketing and connecting with people and finding deep discounted properties. And I know what my mission in life is. That's all I look for. And that's all I teach you. And if you notice on the internet, you guys get tons and tons and tons of distractions. It's all by design. So find out what you truly want and go get it. Because God knows I didn't even start till I was 33. I was so frustrated. So if I can save a young person from it, and I don't care if you're 75, I'll help you out. That's what I love about wholesaling. So, okay, let me pick through some questions. So Richard says, I got XLeads, would like to start using the dialer. Are there any step-by-step tutorials you can watch? Yes, right here on this YouTube channel. And here's a really cool part. If you send a nice email to our billings at xleads.com, billing at xleads.com, I'll even have one of my staff members help you answer questions and walk you through it. Now, there is a process when you do any type of dialer, and you have to go through what they call an A2P setup. This is what takes out most wholesalers. Honestly, I almost pulled my hair out doing it myself. I wanted to get in the ring, and like, it is a pain in the ass. So if you're going to do it, we actually walk you through with one of our staff members. There's no other software that's going to do stuff like this for you. Okay. I pay people good money all week long, Monday through Friday, to help, because I know the frustration it is when you call a support and people wait 3-4 days to get back to you and go, I can't do it. And I don't know about you, but like, we do chat, the chat box for like XLeads, but sometimes it's convenient, but like usually when it comes to technical stuff, it's an absolute nightmare. So make sure you reach out, put up a ticket. And honestly, if you want to do that, they'll help you walk through it. Now on our X-Plan people, they automatically set up a call and do that for you, but that's there for you. So, yeah, so you guys all, you'll learn quick. Lewis and Jericho is his name, but it's close enough. It's good for that. So these are people that we invest a lot of time, and we spend a lot of time training, like months and months before they even get on the phone. And then I've got a crew behind them that I'm training them because our growth is so phenomenal, and we want to give you guys the absolute best experience humanly possible. So Chris says, hey, Rick, if XLeads could pull motivated sellers, then what's the point of pulling those government lists? Number one, the government lists are always going to be the best list you can get. They're not easy to get. And for full disclosure, XLeads can't pull every government list. They just can't. And where does XLeads get these lists from? They electronically pull them from your county property appraiser site. There is a delay in it. So those that go and get them in person, that's great. And also usually when you pull those, listen, if you don't have any money and you can't afford XLeads, go get the dang government list and get a couple deals on your belt, and then make a small investment in your wholesaling software. There's certain, like, I can't get code violations. Now, there's people out there going to say they're going to sell you code violations. Number one, I'm not a lawyer, but it's illegal. If I go in and I pull the code violations and I sell it to you, they usually, number one, if you download it electronically, there's a thing on the site, this is not for marketing purposes or not for resale. How do they get around that? I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I don't give a crap. But like, dude, they're selling this data to everybody. And so if I'm in a county where they can't get it, and by the way, they can't get all, they're lucky to get a quarter of it, you have a competitive advantage. Remember, ODN, that's my target in wholesaling. Off market, direct to seller that needs to sell. That's why government lists are powerful. There are a few of them we can pull in XLeads, but there's always going to be a separation between pulling those sellers manually or electronically on your own and getting it through XLeads. And honestly, if you can only get it by pulling it at your local city municipal, yeah, your city and county buildings. It's a pain in the ass. I fully admit it, but you have a competitive advantage. So understand the difference. The reason why we point you guys to government list is number one, it's free, but it's going to cost you a lot of effort. Honestly, it'd be easier to pay for it, but it's just not that simple. If it was that easy, I put it on there. But guys, think about this. If we put every government list inside XLeads, it would probably nullify the point of doing it. So I would like to see you do a combination, because what happens in the beginning is I used government list to get my first 7 deals. That's all I used. I'm teaching you the fundamentals of wholesaling. Number one, you learn how to talk to the people. You learn exactly what you're looking for. And once you identify it, then you have to learn how to scale it. That's where XLeads comes in. That's where we talk about direct mail and some of the effects when we do that. By the way, that's all going to be built inside of XLeads, and you can go. But XLeads will help you identify what the target price is. So if you match up government list and XLeads, dude, it's incredible. I'm giving you the truth on this. Everybody know that. JB tells you reach out to our support team Monday through Friday. They get back to you in minutes. Try to match that up with any other software. Dude, you're talking days. And honestly, the best you're going to get is an email 9 times out of 10. So awesome. Okay. Let's jump on. The Choice is using the same background as Rick's personal studio, man. I got to bring him on for this, man, dude. I thought it was pretty effective with the bricks, man. What's going on?
Hey, man, how's it going? Good to talk to
you. I love it, man.
It's like what pops up.
Yeah, it's like, where are you from, by the way? Where are you at?
Yeah, I'm actually in Washington State.
Oh, okay. I just, I've only been to Chicago once. I thought it was kind of a cool place. I don't know that I want to live there, but it's like brick after brick. And as that goes, why did you do like brick? I go, it's kind of old school. I'm a little old, and I started this in 2003. So then I go, man, you caught my eye and my attention, man. What's going on, man? What can I help you out with?
Man, man, thanks for having me on. I greatly appreciate it.
No problem.
And, love just tuning into you guys to get, and having this ability to talk with you is second to none. It's awesome.
Okay.
I greatly appreciate it. A couple questions I've had. First off is I'm looking to partner with someone and with our Go High levels. Now on my account, I have a paid account like you were talking about, where I'm paying somebody. But I'm going to move I want to move everything over to Ninja.
You learned the secret I told you today about that, right?
Yeah.
You heard it loud and clear, right?
Yes.
You have to get permission. We have 3 companies in particular that are going out of their way to like block you guys, and I can't control them. I'm not. Right. And you have to make a decision, because I have no leverage. Like if I call them, it's going to be, it'll be even worse. So I've had people, I go, how much more do you want to continue with this company if they're that doesn't make sense? Either they step it up and go, hey, we can help. We'll help you do that stuff, or they just release you and they get better with it. So I can't control that part, but that's the challenge when you're using the third party. And I understand it. I've used some of these in the past too. I just moved on. Like they wouldn't give it to me when we were doing testing a year ago. So go ahead.
Well, but yeah, my question on that is if I can, I have on my existing account, I have 2 phone numbers. If I port a number over from one Go High level, from my Go High level to another Go High level, does the A2P and the seasoning and all that stay with the phone number?
That's a good question. So here's what I want you to do. That's a little technical, and I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know the exact answer to it. So if you put in a support ticket, put it in this weekend, I'll put it on the top of my list Monday morning. And with me, Zach, and the team, we'll give you an exact answer.
Okay.
So I give you the same philosophy I do when I started wholesaling. I'm going to be honest with you. I had no idea what I was doing other than finding motivated sellers.
Right.
And I learned quickly, if you lie to people, it's going to blow. Like you're going to seem like you're fine. And then when they find out you didn't know what you're doing, you're going to lose all trust. So I don't want to break your trust with it. It is a technical question. If you put in that support ticket, I'll have it printed out on my desk for Monday morning, and I'll pound the guys to give you an answer right away on Monday.
Okay. Do I send it? Is it to billing side or to
billing, and then put in the title, A2P specific question, and then just exactly how you said it to me. Put it in there, and guys, the thing is, we're building a database when you put those questions in there.
Right.
And then we're going to build an FAQ so you can like look at this own, but like we're in uncharted waters with all the stuff we're doing. So when you do that ticket, it actually helps me out and it helps you out, obviously. And then it'll help out other people that have that exact same question.
Okay.
That help?
I'll put the subject as A2P specific question.
Yeah, do it and say, and just put in there, Rick told me to get this question answered.
Okay.
The guys do. I don't mean to do that, but like I keep them on their toes. And just so you guys know, I systematically drop in on phone calls. I lean in on what they're doing, and we have very, very dedicated people, and they understand what our mission is, want to do. So we're trying to build a culture here, and by doing this, you are helping me out, and I do appreciate it.
Not a problem at all. Next question is as I mentioned, I'm from Washington State.
Yeah.
I was listening, every so often, Washington to come up, with you guys. And I was listening to, you guys were making phone calls, you and Zach, and spun the wheel. Washington State came up.
Yeah.
Like, oh, Washington.
It's not easy.
What is it about Washington that
here's the problem with it. Like, to be honest with you, a lot of us like make generalizations.
Okay.
I'm in one of the hardest markets in the entire country. I still do it. Right. I have a long history here and I've done it. If you're from Washington State, you grew up there, you know every nook and cranny in the corner, and you're comfortable with it, it's fine. Take a guy like me in Washington State.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to, I know what to look for. I just don't know the values. And do you guys have basements there?
Yes.
I don't even know what a basement is. I've only seen 3 in my entire life. So you got to understand the problem is we make generalizations and we're probably not doing a service by doing that. Okay. But I have a friend that lives in San Francisco. He flips 4 houses a year and makes $2 million.
Yeah.
Now you all know that. Why? Because he's been there his entire life. He knows everybody, and he's a networker. And so I guess what I'm saying is, if I had to pick, I would not pick there. What's your average home price, median price in the market you service?
It's about $650.
It's a big number. Yeah. And listen, I don't hide this from you. When that number gets to a certain number, there's a higher level of sophistication, and people feel like they got to consult a broker or a real estate agent. And if you stay in that might even be like a blue collar house, but someone's got to live somewhere. Right. The people that are servicing the people that have, the mechanics, everything else. I just find out where they're living, and, 650, unfortunately, it's not a scary number anymore because we're approaching the 5s in Florida. Right. But dude, it's like right now in Florida, it is a falling knife. The knife is just spinning down and nobody wants to touch it.
Right.
But this is going on through all different parts of the country. I'm actually excited. Once again, I don't give a crap if the knife's if someone's chucking it up or throwing it down. I'm only going to find motivated sellers, and I don't have to play the speculation game. And that's the key to wholesaling. So I'm not picking on your market. That's why we do the random. I go, oh God, I would love to partner up with someone. But listen, if you find a property, somebody's going through a probate and they don't want it, someone's behind in their taxes, I don't care where it is in the United States.
Right.
If they want help and they want to move on, look at us as the pawn shop of real estate.
Yep.
People, listen, the real estate is just the math problem, and you can't skip it. You've got that licked. You know that. So you pull that aside. The real estate is the symptom. If you can get to the problem and you can make a connection, you can help tons of people out. I will tell you, hands down, if people say, hey, Rick, what percentage of deals do you do? What's the number one deal you do JV on it? It's probates. Why? I'm so confident if you have someone that wants to play ball on a probate, that it's vacant, they will usually leave money on the table. And it's not a hard sell. The challenging part is the legal part and the time part. And I have those experts. That's why people gravitate towards me on it. Right now, I think I got 6 going across the country. But I'm feeding lawyers money. I got to get past all the BS. This came up. And so most of the probates I have are in probate and they're in some sort of pre-foreclosure stage. And
Okay.
so I do have to hire lawyers to stage off foreclosure. I have to show them legitimate proof of funds.
Hmm.
And if some people didn't have that stuff, they wouldn't get the deal. So I rather give you 50% of it because listen, the highest skill set always in the wholesaling will be locating the motivated seller. So I
Yeah,
don't care if you're in San Francisco, Washington State, South Florida, New York City, there's still people behind all this real estate. So
definitely.
I apologize for like my
Oh
personal
no, don't
bias, but like,
apologize. I was
yeah,
just
some
wondering
of it's like,
is there
oh
something
Lord.
I'm missing, or because
Yeah, I'm like,
I cut my teeth basically on you know doing agent outreach.
yeah.
I'm switching over to going direct to seller, and
Let
so
me
I'm
ask you,
looking
what's your experience with agent outreach? Can you share your honest feedback? And listen,
well,
I'm not,
as opposed to
I still work with realtors because I've been in the
uh-huh,
business so long. But
mhm,
like as a newbie coming in on like reaching out to agents,
yeah.
what's your feedback on that?
It's decent. They all, and I'm really looking at how I'm communicating with them. And I think uh, being an effective communicator and letting them know exactly what you're looking for will help you to get what you want.
Being
Uh,
honest with them, right?
huh?
Being honest with them.
Oh, yeah, of course. You got to be
Yeah,
honest. But
I know.
people tend to hear what they want to hear, type of thing.
Hmm.
And as long as you're telling them you are looking for off-market properties and you want their listing,
Yeah.
or if they have a listing in house or something that they come across, that way they don't think of, oh, you're looking for a property, I'm going to put you on a list, that type of thing. And it just, they try to treat you as the typical buyer, right? So you have to really stress that you're not a typical buyer, that, you are in fact an investor. You are in fact,
No, I get it.
looking for, wholesale home, to wholesale a
I
home,
get it.
that type of thing. Then they work with you, and then they'll say, oh,
Yeah.
okay, because there's folks here that that are realtors that do work a lot with
Yeah.
investors and whatnot here in the area. So that's what I'm finding, and just stressing to them, and it takes some time. You kind of train them along,
I got it.
to understand what it is you're looking for from that perspective.
Yeah.
But what I'm finding myself is just I want to expand my ability, and coming across here
That's smart.
with you guys is just I
Yeah.
want be able to have see if I can get into fishing, have a pole in both ponds. You know what I mean?
I think it's a great idea, but I appreciate it. Put that ticket in. I got to run. I got to help some other people
No,
out
not a
here. I
pole.
appreciate your background and
Sure.
I love the feedback. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So guys, I just understand most people start out direct to seller and work that way. And then as you really learn the business, they switch over and they add some sort of marketing with real estate agents. And he's sharing with it, he's kind of doing it reverse. So it's fine. But if I had to recommend, I would start out with the philosophies we teach at freewholesaling.com. And then you can add, because you're going to run into real estate agent. It's inevitable. And then you can network with them. And there's two ways I teach real estate agents. I go, before you put that ugly property on the market, call me. I'll give you an offer, pay your full commission. Or if you have a very tired listing and you can't make it work because the sellers won't fix it up, then reach out to me on that. So I'm on a short time clock here, man. What's up, Sean? I didn't want to leave you hanging, man. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you? How are you?
Good. You got to be brief because I got to do something here
I
shortly.
will
Somebody's
be
waiting for me.
very brief.
Okay, man.
I'm like a week and a half in. I've been watching
Awesome.
the lives every day, you and Zach, or you and Zach.
Hmm.
I just want to know, because I've seen a bunch of videos and I'm getting bogged down by the videos now, and I gotta get some action in. So I just have to understand this. So I'm not big on the money. I do have the XLeads, but I want to understand. So you have to get the government list. You have to contact the government lists. Make them an offer, 70%. If they accept, there's contracts in the free wholesaling school.
Yes.
Um, all the signing services in the XLeads, and
Yes.
then um, the one part I haven't gotten to yet in the videos is where's the money coming from if I'm gonna I'm
Okay.
wholesaling
So
install the contract.
if you do this correctly, and
Yeah,
this is how I started out and how I
just
trained my
gotta
son
write
and,
this down. Yeah,
thousands of people is remember your what's your number one skill set in wholesaling? Let's give you a little
marketing,
closer.
marketing.
Correct. That's the value we provide as wholesalers. We
Okay,
go above and beyond what any real estate agent is or any average investor is going to do. And we find, let's just be brutally honest, we find the low hanging fruit.
Yeah.
When someone goes, listen, Rick, I'm just kind of done with the property. I want to get it sold. They'll use words like, just give me a fair offer. By the way, the word fair, throw it out the window. Let me ask you this, Sean. How old are you?
36.
Okay. Have you decided, is life fair at this point?
Definitely not.
Okay. So I'm just telling you, like, brutal things happen in life, and
Yeah.
I just have to leave it to the man upstairs. We all have a preset destination. The question is, will you live up to it? So like, I don't make I just look for people that need to sell. So I want you to think of this like a pawn shop. Let's give you a simple analogy. If I have a Rolex watch and say I just hit hard times, I got fired, I lost my job, I got to pay my mortgage, my rent, I got to put food on my table for my kids. If I take a $15,000 Rolex into a pawn shop, do you expect to get 15 grand?
No, not even
No.
close.
So when we get to it, you put it under contract. How much of an EMD are you going to put on your contract, Sean?
I thought there was a percentage, but I thought it was like something like
No. So if you
$100.
follow realtors terminology, it's 1 to 2%.
Yeah.
I teach you between 100 and 500. I used to listen, for 2 years, I never even left a deposit. It never even came up.
Mhm.
Can you do it legally? You can. The problem is the psychological part. If you don't do it and people start research on the internet, oh, it's a scam if they don't leave a deposit.
Mhm.
It's just, remember, your deposit's never at risk. So if
Yeah.
you do wholesaling correct. So if it's 100, 500, I just left a $50,000 deposit. I can afford it, but like, I'm not stupid. I'm not taking a risk. I have an inspection period. If you have a contingency clause, and in a good wholesale contract, 30 days is ideal. The key word here is ideal. Are you going to get it every time?
Mhm.
Absolutely not. Okay. So
Mhm.
if you have a contingency period and say you had to put it, I find the deposit, the only people that fight you on deposit are non-motivated sellers. Motivated sellers, and here's what I say. I go, listen, I can leave 100, I can leave 200, I can leave 250. I already suggest it to them. But at the end of the day, we just want to buy the house. I want to
Yeah.
cash you out. The deposit is just to open up escrow and pull the title. Get off the deposit, guys. If you have to negotiate the deposit, it's typically a bad deal. Now, every now and then, if someone wants to get you a house 50 cents on the dollar, go to sellmypaper.com. I'll fund it for you. I don't give a crap. It's got to be a good deal to fund. So say whatever, 100, 500, whatever the number is. If someone can't scrape up $200 or $300, then you got to skip a couple of lattes type of deal. But once you do that, you have a contract. Hopefully you have a good pricing on it. You understand to sell it to a cash buyer. How do we induce them to actually buy our contract? It's got to make sense to them, right? Do you think they expect to make money?
Of course. Yeah.
So we have to sell the vision. We got to leave a little meat on the bone. The new wave wholesalers, they don't believe that. It's crap. So I don't want to fix it up. I don't want to do anything. I worked hard to find this deal. And I find in the beginning, we all set parameters. Like, I can't charge more than 10,000 because that's a lot of money.
Mhm.
I don't want to fish it out there. So you just look at the value of the property. If the property is worth, say, let's just do basic math. Say it's worth 100,000, not many markets in that. Say you got it under contract for like 72.5, and you should throw another 12.5 on it. The guy goes, and say it needs no work, and that's a typical landlord property. Hey, that's cheaper than anything I can get on MLS. How can I get this done? So we're going to sell it via assignment of contract. The key is you need speed with these cash buyers. And in the beginning, it is challenging. And my suggestion is try to set up cash buyers. It's hard to do when you don't have any inventory. And I don't lie to them. I said, listen, I'm actively marketing this area. I got a couple I'm working with right now. Would this be an ideal property for you? And then the idea is when they do that, they go, hey, I like it. Go through free wholesaling. We'll show you the process is you sign an assignment of contract.
Yep.
Now, they step in place and they have to have experience doing this because if they're new, it's a nightmare. If they're new, you send them over your title company to verify that you're legit. And then basically they are locked in. And then they're going to leave you a deposit significantly more than yours to make sure they fund it and go through. Ideally, I've had them close it in 3 days. It takes experience. Most cash buyers want 10 to 14 days to close it.
That's what I've seen. Yeah.
Yeah. And so if you have the biggest thing that takes out most new wholesalers, they do these like 3 and 7 day inspection windows. It's brutal. Like I can afford to do that. I could never do. I didn't touch that in my first 3 years. I've seen people get like 90 days. That's extreme. I'm going to be honest with you. You're going to lose most deals over that. And then the idea is they fund that. So once they sign that assignment contract, they basically took your position. You're just waiting for your payday. That's it. It's black and white. And like, that's it.
I do have one question about that. The videos that I've watched so far said offer at 70%. And when I'm on the XLeads website, it doesn't seem to be that number. Is it starting at a lower number or a higher number?
So remember in the beginning of this video, I told you it's the wholesale number.
Yeah.
If you hit that,
yeah,
and there's not crazy repairs, you hit it out of the ballpark. Do you understand that? Like it's a goal. Like if I want to lose 30 pounds, but I only lose 10, I'm still feeling good. Like I made progress. And the idea is just to give you clarity when you're talking to them. So to get 70% kind of out of your head, because it's an old school mentality. Look for motivation. If they have motivation, you can usually work a deal if you form a relationship with them, period.
Okay.
Don't get stuck on the numbers, because what's your return if you leave $100 and your $100 is pretty much guaranteed to come back to you, and you make, say, $12,000? What's your return on that? It's what?
It's
infinite. You made 12,000 really risking nothing. And now you're going to have to risk your effort and your time, and you're going to have to be, I say vulnerable, but like you're not financially vulnerable. And this is a hard concept if you're not into this. So what's your background?
Sales.
Okay. So I already told you, like I have a sales background. It did not help me other than being now my rapport building was an asset that I built, but I had it long before a sales background. You're going to have to get out of like corporate world. Because I was in corporate world for 12 years, and just you are the HR department. You are the finance department. You're everything, and you have to make decisions. And as a new wholesaler, you're going to make mistakes in the beginning. Just accept it and move forward. Okay. All you have to do is identify people that need to sell. Does this guy need to take this house to a pawn shop? That's the one I want to work with. The one that wants to go on the market and they just want top dollar. You can give them top dollar, but you're not going to make any money. You're just going to waste your time and work for free. And that's, if you just focus on the people that need to sell and avoid the ones that want to sell, and then you harvest and work inside a ninja mode when you learn it, the ones that want to sell that have a crazy beat up house, they just need time and change of circumstance. And if you wait them out, the market will punish them. The market's brutal. It's brutal, these people. So
I'm working out of Ohio.
Oh, dude, you're in the best market, man. But just remember, I'm teaching you to run a marathon. If you want to be a sprinter and look good and sign some BS contracts, I'm not the guy, dude. You just got to get through it. It is not easy. I don't hide this, but if you'll do the hard work up front, it's much easier to sell your contracts. Most people try to go for the yes. I teach you how to go for the no. Go to freewholesaling.com. Keep in touch with us, and I'll help you out with whatever you need. Okay.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Guys, that is it. I got to run. I got an appointment here. Listen, XLeads, ninja mode all together. It's amazing. And guys, there's some awesome people in this feedback that can help you out. Let me answer one real quick question here. Do we have to have a register biz? You have to register through ATP. End of story. If you have any questions, please put in a support ticket at billing at xleads.com, and we'll help you out. We look at every ticket that goes in there. So for the first time, you guys are actually heard from the software company, and we're going to grow this and just make this. I mean, this is going to be the biggest wholesaling community. It already is. I mean, we're like 700,000 people on social media. Nobody brings it like me and Zach, because we believe in you. We are focused on wholesaling. We love you guys. Remember, Zach will be on live Sunday evening on his channel, Zach Ginn, and then I'll be live, Rick Ginn, on my YouTube channel at 5 p.m. on Monday evening Eastern time. See you guys. Have a good one, man. Enjoy your weekend.